May 31st, 2024. What's blooming in the garden? Begonias are still going. Delphiniums have picked up. The blue delphiniums, purple-ish, as well as some white delphiniums. The blue-eyed grass has just a little bit of bloom on it. It's been coming and going. It likes full sun. We're trying to get it in a new place. And it's finally coming in. The hanging basket. Geraniums. Hydrangea will be blue. It's starting to come in. Coral bells are still going. And much of the rest is very similar to what it was on Monday. Delphinium in the back, columbine in the front, foxgloves behind the fence, not so much. Still the brunera. A little more of the sweet woodruff coming through. The potted hydrangea. Much more blue. I'll get a better view of this from outside of the garden. I don't think you get this view as often. Sun coming up from behind the house. This is the only time that this garden gets sun directly. Most of the time it's filtered through this Pacific dogwood. Peonies next round, not yet blooming. Sometime this weekend we should see some of these blooming. The hanging begonia that we saved over the winter is alive, but still has a little powdery mildew and not yet blooming. It bloomed under the lights indoors. Nearly succumbed to powdery mildew, and we'll see if we can bring it back. The elderberry is now starting to bloom. You see it has multiple panicles ready to burst. So once that gets going, it should be a show. Around to the front. The cucumbers did not like the cold and the wet this week. These might survive. This one might survive. But the center one, which was the strongest, is now gone. Shamrocks. New this year. Underneath climbing Joseph's coat, which is starting to bloom. And there it is again. Nasturtiums have nearly doubled since Monday. Radishes have more than doubled since Monday. Too much nitrogen in the soil. We got no radish, lots of green. So we'll let them run to bloom, which should be any day now, and see what we get and yank them out. Ranunculus that I waited too long to put in is about to bloom. Freesia is coming in. It's a new plant for me. I've never planted it before. Want to try it as a cutting flower. Don't know how it's going to handle the heat in this area or how long it will last or rebloom. It's a nice little white flower. Zucchini not yet blooming. Let's try the roses. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15. Well, how about 15 feet? And let's rebalance the color on that. These started blooming this week. Goes for about a week. But one lone tulip is still running. Daisies, another week to go at least. They go pretty quick once they come in. Alliums, white, purple, columbine. Yeah, climbing new dawn. Putting on new growth, which is good because there's a bare spot in the middle that I'm unhappy with. After this is 3rd year. 1st year established nicely. 2nd year got some repeat bloom and puts some length on, but it's now starting to develop out. You can see, well, you can't see it there, but we've got some new growth at the top as well. So we should get some vertical canes going on. So I need to heighten the fence and get some framing for that to grow on because it wants to get to size. We run out of light, so this goes into part to nearly full shade. It seems like with the sun directly behind me to the east that we would have daylight. What you miss is a pair of majestic Douglas firs that block the sunlight in the afternoon. So you don't get sun until about 9 o'clock a.m. and then it's full sun on this garden to about 11:30, and then again from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, but with a hedge behind and the next set of trees behind. This alleyway becomes partially shaded. So while I want to grow this down the fence, it's just going to want to drive to the light on the left. So we've moved the pink rose over to the left in an arching form, and I need to get some more arching on that. And then we're going to put some form of a frame up to develop the new dawn, but without shading the front garden too much as the dahlias are coming up. Dahlias went in. Some of these are regrowing from last year. Some of these are new growth. And some of them are happy and some of them are nibbled by the rabbits. Oh, put more roses. And more roses. Even more roses. And even more roses. Well, green plants, clematis putting on length, trying to take over the world. And figs are not yet ripe. And won't be for a few weeks. There are a few pieces in here. I did net the berries, so at least one fig should be under cover from the birds. And we have more berries blooming, which bothers me because now I don't actually have pollinators in there, so I may have limited the crop on it too early. But even the ones at the top are starting to get red already, so it's a risk I took. May 31st, 6:55 a.m., Seattle, Washington. what's blooming in the garden. And now we got autofocus again. Hope you saw some of that. Climbing Joseph's coat, hydrangea, and sunlight coming through the windows of the house from the other side. All right, go home.